Hey Tugboats, it's Shiipty, and welcome back to another episode of Naomi. As you all could see, Naomi's court case did not go according to how she thought it would. Things had to change, she wasn't able to get the lawyer that her brother was inquiring her about, but she was able to find one last minute, and she just so happened to be freshly graduated from law school. So this was actually her first case, and I mean, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but I'm sure she was not expecting to lose her first case. But we're here with Naomi, and her lawyer's on her way out. She had to sign a few paperworks, but Naomi is feeling extremely tense. As we could pause right here, we can see that Naomi is uncertain about her future. And I feel like this speaks volumes because she really doesn't know what her next step is. She's worried about what she's going to do financially. I'm actually going to have her come over here and sit on this bench that's located here, just so she can make a quick phone call and everything. And I'm sure you guys are wondering why no one came to support her. I mean, no one came to support Wade. She would definitely never bring her kids into this situation. Even though Corey is on her side, she still wouldn't want her son to see how her father's acting and see their divorce play out in court. And so yeah, she's just been keeping to herself, but she does want to phone her best friend and let her know how things went. I don't know why she's trying to get up and talk to this random person, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call our best friend and just let her know how the court case went. But Naomi has been in that courtroom all day, so she's rightfully so very tense. And she's just telling her friend, girl, I lost the case. I have no idea what I'm going to do financially. How am I going to afford these bills? It's just so expensive. And she just blurts out, you want to get a drink? Do you want to go out together? I really need a drink right now because I just can't believe this happened to me. And her best friend was like, of course, let's go get something to drink. Let's go eat some bar food. It's the best food. And Naomi just really wants to get out of here. She's even thinking about going to the bar in her suit. She wore this power suit this morning because she really felt confident about this case, guys. She thought that she was going to win. And she walked in with her head held high. And she just really did not expect for it to go the way that it did. So we're here at Patty Wax Pub with Naomi and Julia, and Naomi is just telling Julia everything that happened, and she is like, I cannot believe that SOB actually did that to you in court. And she's like, I know, right? He knows that I have no way of paying for my bills and taking care of myself right now. Things are just so expensive. I just needed a little bit to get caught up. Our dad's calling, but we'll call him back. But she just tells her, she's in shock right now, guys. She really did think that this was going to go well. But let's go in here and let's grab a drink. Again, I do get a lot of questions about where I get these lots and what I'm playing in. I'm currently playing in Ratboy save file. Every time in my description, I will link my Reshade and as well as what save file I'm playing in. That way, if you guys want to get that, you can go ahead and grab it. But Naomi is so glad to be out of that courtroom. She's not happy with how things went, but she's just happy to be away from that situation. So I think that we're going to go ahead and order her a drink. I'm not sure what exactly. Let's go ahead and get drinks for the group, and we'll refund Naomi back her money and just pretend that her best friend got her a drink, because I feel like that's what any best friend would do. So let's get some gin and tonic for the group, and we're just gonna drink our worries away right now, just have some girl time and talk to our bestie about everything and just try to figure out what we should do next, basically. But Naomi is feeling a little bit better. I feel like with her being around her best friend, her spirits are always lifted and she just starts to focus on different things. But I feel like we should probably discuss interest and ask her, what should I do? I feel so lost and this just isn't going to work at this house. Oh my gosh, did she get 2 drinks? Oh no, that was somebody else's. I was about to say. But Julia brings up the idea that maybe she needs to downsize. She's talking to her. Oh my gosh, guys, don't you love when your Sims do this? Here I am talking about you need to downsize. Maybe you should move. And Julia gets this thought bubble that says, hey, moving might not be a bad idea. But I feel like Naomi is receiving this information very well. She's not opposed to the idea of moving. She's actually really on board for it. And she's Sad a little bit about leaving her home because she loves this home. You know, she worked really hard for it, but Julia is telling her, girl, you can't afford these bills. Even I couldn't afford these bills. They're just way too much. And you need to walk away from that. That was your past life. It's time to move forward and get a new life, new man, new life, new you, everything. And Naomi is thinking to herself, that's not a bad idea. And she's even ready just to go ahead and start looking at apartments. She's like, will you go look at apartments with me tomorrow? Are you free? Are you busy? She's like, girl, I am never busy. Of course I have time for you. So she's going to go out and look at apartments with her tomorrow. And I feel like Naomi is finally starting to feel confident again. She's feeling like things are going to work out for her. And it's just a matter of time. She just has to take herself day by day. And look at her. I also know a lot of you all are probably really curious about what's going to happen between Naomi and Angelo. Naomi has actually been giving Angelo the cold shoulder since she last saw him. And I do want to point out a comment in this video because this comment, chef's kiss, I was laughing, I was understanding, and I was just loving the energy that was put into this comment. So let's go ahead and read this comment really quickly. This comes from Devin Buckner. They said, I bet Naomi isn't responding to Angelo because of what Preston said to her. She was clearly vibing in a rhythm with Angelo, but after what her ignorant and disrespectful heathen of a son said to her, it broke her heart to realize that he believes she's the villain in all of this. And at first she tried to function as normal, but maybe the words sunk in while she was alone, and it's causing her to pull back from moving on in love and dedicate more focus to herself. But she fails to realize that part of focusing on herself means her desires of the heart that she is choosing to ignore out of fear from different angles. But that's just my own 2 cents on it. I could be wrong. No, Devin, I feel like you are absolutely right on this. I feel like you are spot on. That makes all the sense. And I also had a lot of people wondering how Nikita was able to inform Angelo about the divorce and everything. Angelo did know on his own, but he's not the type to gossip or fill people in on what's going on in their life. So he didn't say, oh, I know about that already, because he did talk to Naomi's brother in the city. But Nikita found out because Naomi and Nikita, after their lunch, they decided to have a little phone conversation, and Naomi felt like it was best to tell her everything because people talk, you know, people are going to ask her at the party, how are things going and things like that. And so she just felt like it was best for her to go ahead and call her. And also I feel like she wanted to vent to a friend. Now it looks like Julia's on her way home, so I think I'm going to get Naomi ready to go as well. So we'll go ahead and cue her up. But yeah, I think that she would probably have informed her about everything and told her because she just wanted somebody to lean on. But Naomi's going to get home. She didn't even eat any bar food. She's just going to get some rest and eat something at the house and get ready to look at some apartments tomorrow. I'm so excited. So it's the next day and we're here in San Myshuno, and Julia said she knew someone personally that could show Naomi a few apartments today. And so this is the first apartment that they're seeing, and Naomi is already feeling pretty into this one here, but she's noticing that these two are having a conversation. So she's like, I'm just gonna go look around if that's okay. Julia's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So this is one of Julia's like hookup buddies that she has. This is Blake Logan. And so we're just gonna let them have their moment and talk a little bit. But let's take a look at this apartment here that Naomi has her eyes on. She walked in and immediately she was like, I think this is all I need to see, because she loves the big windows here. When you first walk in, the light just leaks through this window and she's so in love with it. It is a 1-bedroom. It has a washer and dryer, and she really does love the open feel to this apartment. We can see the kitchen from the living room, and it's a breath of fresh air. I feel like Naomi too really likes the price point of this apartment, and so there's really no fighting it. But let's go ahead and bring her into the bedroom here. This place is so nice. I love all the dark colors. He did also mention to Naomi, oh my god, it's snowing. Oh, I love that. He did mention to Naomi that she's free to paint as long as she doesn't, you know, damage the walls or anything like that. So she's already thinking, oh, I might paint this room, or I might just leave it as it is, because she really does love the darker tones. I'm just gonna cheat this up just a little bit so she's not miserable. Same thing here. But yeah, she really does love how the light just comes through these windows. Like, look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, the reflection of the light is so pretty. But let's step over here. This is going to be the main bathroom, and she has a stand-in shower as well as a tub that she can just soak her worries away in. This bathroom is pretty big for it to be in an apartment. I really do love the vanity situation here with the sink and the mirror, and I think this is one of those smart mirrors. Naomi's going to play with it a little bit, and oh my god, it is. So she's just testing out, you know, the functionalities of this apartment, so I feel like that's fair. But we're just going to play some music, and she's so into this apartment. She's already picturing how she's going to decorate it and how much she's going to love being here. But let's go ahead and keep taking our tour. I do think that we have just one more room to tour, which is the bathroom and the laundry room over here. So at this point, let's go ahead and take down the walls because it's just hard to do walls up in the city. But wow, look at this. I mean, it's a guest bathroom, so nothing too crazy. And then we'll come over here and check out the washer and dryer situation. Oh my god, I love this. Even some extra storage here about the washer and dryer, so that's really cool. But let's come out here and we're gonna talk to what was his name? Bradley? Blake. Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk to Blake and just tell him, hey, I really like this place. I think that we can actually come in here and compliment the home. Let's just compliment his outfit because I don't want to accidentally hit on our best friend's man. Like, we don't do that, but we're just gonna compliment the home and say, hey, this place is amazing. You said it was how much again? And he informs her of the price, and she's asking, can I go ahead and sign the lease and get started with it? I really want to move in here as soon as possible. And he's never had someone just go with their first instinct or the first option, and he's like, of course. Hey babe, can you get off the computer? I'm trying to do work here. So we're gonna get Julia to hop off this computer. Oh my god, is she still sobering up? She's still sobering up from yesterday. But we're gonna get her to hop off this computer because Naomi has to sign some paperwork. He brought his tablet here, that way she could go ahead and sign away on something. So we're just gonna have her write some jokes and pretend that she's signing the lease because realism, right? Oh my gosh, Julia, she does not want me to sit next to her man. How about you and your man come over here and y'all can hang out while I get my paperwork done. Thank you. Appreciate you. There you go, Naomi. And oh my gosh, did you guys see that? She took a deep breath and she's like, I'm so happy. She's thinking about all her opportunities and she's so excited to finally be taking the first step into her new life. Please disregard Julia. I've been getting this pop-up lately and I can't get rid of it. It's so frustrating. All my Sims get it and it's just stuck. I can't even UI cheat it off, but just ignore her. But Naomi is so looking forward to this. She's feeling very positive about the future and just her whole outlook on life. Things may not have worked out for Wade, but hey, she can turn things around. She might even go back to her old gardening job that she had. She doesn't know. And a lot of you all, I'm sure, are curious about her modeling situation. And she's just kind of put that on the back burner because I think it was one of those things where she thought about it and now she has so many other things to focus on, and modeling would just be a whole lot to get into, and so she's just kind of put her personal modeling choice on the back burner. But she is still thinking about going into the field, but she might more so lean towards what Nikita does. But we're about to go. I'm just gonna have Naomi use the restroom really quickly and the girls are gonna go grab something to eat out in the city. We might as well get used to what this place has to offer. Oh my god, please don't tell me. Guys, I thought they were woohooing because he was appearing down here topless, but no, he was just using the bathroom. I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, not Julia and Blake. I keep calling him Brad. Not Julia and Blake woohooing in the apartment. So the girls had intentions of eating in the city, but Julia wanted to treat her bestie to a dinner and just kind of celebrate her signing the lease on this new apartment. And so we brought her out to this really fancy restaurant. I mean, they're a little underdressed for the occasion because, as you guys can see, everyone's coming in gowns and things like that. But Julia did not care. She said, I need to celebrate my friend right now. And so they decided to come out here. But let's have Naomi go ahead and eat a little bit of her food. And she's mentioning her divorce. She's telling her, I'm so happy that the divorce is final and I'm not locked in with him anymore. She's like, I feel like I can breathe again. And she is just so happy. Julia is going to ask Naomi, what exactly is she planning to do next? Is she going to sell some things? Because the down payment on that apartment is pretty expensive because Naomi is the friend of Julia and Julia has connections with Blake. He did kind of give her some lenience. Usually there would have to be an application process and a down payment, but he's like, you're her friend. I'll let it slide and just have the money for me by Friday. And so she's going to ask her, how are you, deep conversation, there we go. How are you going to get the money together for this? And Naomi tells her, oh, I'm gonna sell the house. I have to. I'm going to sell the house, going to sell my clothes, going to sell everything. And Julia asks her, you don't think Wade's going to want a cut of the house? I mean, he didn't even give you anything in court. Don't you think he's going to fight you on that? I mean, his name still is on the lease. And Naomi thinks about it and she's like, oh, he might. I didn't actually consider that. And she's going to have to figure out something, maybe one of the kids can take the house and maybe Wade will let it slide. She really doesn't want to lose it, but she doesn't really know what the next step is. So maybe we won't be able to sell the house. Maybe one of our kids can just inherit the house and take the house. So that way she doesn't have to get into all the technicalities with Wade and everything. No, this woman, who is that? Clara, I know you did not just sit your cup of coffee on my table. You're not even dining with us, ma'am. I mean, she looks cute, so I'll let it slide. But there is that option to avoid fighting with him by just saying, hey, let's give it to one of the kids, And Corey and Preston can figure out who gets it, whatever. I'm sure that Preston would be more willing to just let Corey have it because he doesn't want any ties to that house, because he feels like his childhood was just very sad. And he does not want to live in the home that he basically watched his parents go through their divorce in. So, but I am going to ask Naomi if she needs any help moving out. So we're going to crack a joke with her, and I don't know, we'll just use knock knock joke for this time. But she's asking her, hey, you need help moving your stuff? How about you reach out to that fine man Angelo? And she's laughing. She tells her, girl, that relationship is dead. Don't you know that he's married? And you guys are over there like, no, Naomi, he's not married. You can definitely, I mean, he is married, but they're separated. You can talk to him. But he never put any kind of moves on Naomi, and that was because he didn't know how she felt about Wade and where she was at the time, but he was getting a little cozy with her. And so she's under the impression, I'm not going to be the other woman. I'm not about to cheat with this man while he's still married, because he had all the intent of explaining to her what he was going through and how they were separated, and it was fine. But things just kind of took a turn, and Naomi had some situations occur where he had to comfort her on them. And so he didn't want to bring that up as well and kind of make the situation about himself. But I'm going to get the girls to go outside because we're done here. Oh my gosh, did you see how much that was? That was $103 for this meal. Oh, I could not. But yeah, we'll bring them out here while I talk to you all. And so he didn't get to tell her, I'm not married. It's okay if we continue this. But at the same time, just like Devin mentioned in the beginning, that Naomi wouldn't want to really seek anything with him just because of what happened with Preston. I do feel like she would put her feelings to the side and not really focus on how she's feeling and who she wants to seek a relationship with. And plus, like I said, he's married. But we're just getting a quick photo to just honor our bestie getting her new apartment. You know, she's moving. We're so excited for her, and she can place this picture in her apartment. This is so cute. I love that. But Julia is going to go in and she is going to give her a big hug, and she's like, girl, for real, I'm so happy for you. And Naomi tells her, thank you. I couldn't have done this without you. And you can come over. I'll make you grilled cheeses when I move in. And Julia's like, I'll be there for it. I promise. So I don't know if you guys could tell what Naomi was doing this morning, but she had herself a very vivid dream. Guys, she was dreaming of none other than Angelo. And something tells me it was because she went to bed with a heavy thought of Angelo and the conversation that she had with her best friend. Maybe she is being a little cold. Maybe she should at least text him back. You know, we're not going to do anything, but she needs to reach out to him because he's been texting her and saying, hey, can we talk? Can we talk? Can we talk? And she has just been putting it off. She's a little bored too with her life. She's starting to realize that she's in this very mundane routine. Wake up, eat, repeat, that kind of thing. And she's getting lonely. But again, she's not going to reach out into a romantic relationship with him, but she does want to text him and just see, you know, what it is that he wants to talk to her about. So she's going to send him a text. He's right here. Oh my gosh. Let's see if he even responds. He may not talk back to her considering she's been giving him the cold shoulder, but we'll just see how it goes. And I do think that she was trying to talk to Corey. He was out here raking the leaves for his mom. So we're going to call him over and she's just like, hey, Corey, come inside. But he's finally come inside. We're going to hug him lovingly and she's going to tell him, hey, guess what? I found an apartment. And he's going to be like, no way, Mom. You did? Oh my God, congrats. I'm so happy for you. And she's like talking to him and she's telling him, I've been thinking about you and your brother possibly deciding on who gets this house. And he's like, you want to give us the house? You don't want to sell it? And Naomi tells him, I just don't want any more confrontation with your dad. I just want this to be over with. And I think that this would be the best thing because your dad loves you both. I know that you and your dad don't have a good relationship right now, but I think that that would be a good idea. And he tells her, well, you know, Preston's not going to want it. So you think I can just tell Dad that I want the house? You think he'd be down for that, even though we're not really on speaking terms? And Naomi's going to tell him, your dad loves you, honey. He's not going to be upset with you. And I think that he'd be happy if you could have this house. And Corey tells her, well, Mom, I would love to take this house. Because with sugar in the bag, knowing how important that dog was to his mom and to him alone, and just how hard they worked for this house, he can't let it go. And he's going to hold on to it for her. You know, he's going to keep it in the family. Oh my God, supportive. Yes, they're supportive. And she's just happy that she has a son who is just so thoughtful. He's not taking this house because he needs a house. He's taking it because he wants to keep it in the family. And his parents, even though, like I said, he's mad at his dad, his parents both worked really hard for this home. But Corey has a phone call to attend, and I wanted to get Naomi to apply to a job, guys, because she's been feeling very stressed and just upset. So let's have her come in here and sit down, and we're gonna look for a job for our girl because she really just wants to see if there's anything out there for her. As you all can see here, she's unemployed, and an ambitious sim can be extremely anxious when they're out of a job. So she knows that she can sell all this stuff to get the apartment, but she just wants to be out there again and see if there's anything. So before Naomi was a stay-at-home mom, she actually was in this gardening career, and it was just something to do to pass the time and to help out a little bit with bills and finances and things like that. But she sees her old job is hiring again, and it would just be something simple, just something for her to get out the house. It's from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and she would have Monday and Friday off, and I think that we should go ahead and apply for it. Now it says that she's already granted the job, but we're just going to pretend that she put in an application, and we'll hear from them shortly if she's been accepted or not. Naomi is getting a little angsty because she hasn't heard from Angelo, and so she makes the decision to whip out her phone and give him a call. And in her head, she's thinking, oh my God, I probably sound desperate. I want to know what he wanted to talk about. And he's telling her, hey, Naomi, I'm kind of in the middle of something. Can I call you back? And she's just running her mouth right now. She's nervous. So she's just talking and she's frantic and she's telling him, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to call and interrupt whatever you have going on. I apologize. And he's like, I'll call you back. Okay. And he just says it like that. And she's like, oh my God, I cannot believe I just bombarded that man like that. I should just send him a text and let it just sit. I should have waited, but it's okay. You know, let's just be happy. We're feeling good. He said he would call us back and it's all right. And we're not gonna stress too much. Let's just go ahead and get her dressed for the day though. I'm thinking just something casual. You know, she's just gonna be bumping around the house and starting to list her clothes and things like that online. And yeah, we're not gonna be doing too much of going out today, just kind of getting things settled and in place that we need to. We're just gonna have her come vacuum while I talk to you guys, but she's feeling happy. Things are going well, and I don't know what she doesn't know what Angelo had to tell her, but hopefully things will go well with that as well for her. And yeah, she's just feeling pretty positive right now. Guys, I am going to wrap up this part right here because I'm going to go record another one right after this. I'm trying to have them pre-recorded because I have a busy week coming up, and so I probably won't be able to sit down and record, but be on the lookout for that episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and comment. And also, I do want to mention you guys can go back to regular commenting styles. The only reason I wanted you all to list spoilers on the last videos was because Angelo was a pretty big reveal and I didn't want to ruin that for people, but you guys can resume comments as per usual. So thank you guys so much for respecting that, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Again, if you did, leave a like, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to become a tugboat. I love you guys, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye everyone.